All right, everybody, welcome back to another video. So, gonna do a little bit of a different styled video today. I know you guys kind of liked this the last time I did this format of video, and today I am spending a little bit of time prepping one of our trainings for our core accelerator clients. We host some type of training, tactic, Q&A, mastermind session every Thursday for our coaching clients. So essentially, we're literally creating. We have been creating for probably 2.5 years, a course, a program, a tactic, a digital product every single week for years. So I figured I would just kind of show you guys over the shoulder what I'm doing, the process I'm going through. Now, mind you, these aren't going to be like the aesthetic queen types of digital products. Like, we are very basic. We create valuable information on Google Docs. We share them with our coaching clients, and we go over them on our coaching calls. And they'll usually include some type of tactic or strategy we're either using in our business, or we'll populate some of the biggest problems that we're seeing from the people who pay us $500 to $1,000 a month, and we'll pull their questions, their burning problems, their struggles, what they're going through, and then we'll match uh, that into an actual training for them. So I am prepping a training on playing in the inverse. We've done a lot of things on being very specific in our content, attracting target audiences, etc. But I wanted to take some time to do a training that kind of talks about the opposite of that, because I think it's very easy to get in a very consistent routine of content, and then we just kind of keep doing the same thing over and over again, even if it isn't working. So I wanted to do a little bit of a training for them, talking about kind of doing the opposite or speaking to a different bucket of your audience. Because the thing to remember is, not every single person in your audience that you end up building is going to be in the exact same space. So we need to kind of target it to them, or cater it to the actual person or somebody that we would potentially be optimizing to speak to in our content. It's very easy to get into a routine of just hammering the same thing over and over and over again. So I will do this over the shoulder. I'll pull up my camera, pull up my screen, and I'll kind of just work my way through this doc. And then we'll kind of wrap it up, and I'll give you guys a little bit of a summary at the end of it. All right, everybody. So that is a wrap on the training doc. Got it finished up for our coaching clients. So give you guys a little bit of a recap of what I did. As I mentioned, we are running a training tomorrow for our core accelerator clients on playing on the inverse. I think this is a very common problem that tends to happen. The more that you get consistent with your content creation, we kind of end up showing up for the sake of showing up. So we're kind of giving them some different brainstorming some different ideas, different ways to start extrapolating different people in their audience and starting to talk to different buckets of people in their audience, because it's very easy to forget that this content creation game or selling products and services online is not a black and white thing. And anybody telling you that it is straight up lying to you. Like, you can't just go post this piece of content and make money. It doesn't work like that. So realistically, just giving them some exercises as far as where they're currently at and what they're currently doing in their business, and how they can kind of do the opposite of what they've been doing. Now, I'm not saying to go burn down anybody's business or do the opposite. At the end of the day, there's two main levers that we can really pull on to consistently make sales. Is we need either new eyeballs, we need new attention, we need new lead flow, right? We need to grow your following, you need new people coming into your world, or we need to position, or you have, like, the industry standard is, or you present a new opportunity to the same people, which in my opinion, that just keeps people fucking stuck going in circles. You have these creators launching a new product every other week. They're doing a brand new opportunity, and some of you guys have probably seen them, right? You have creator X who's like every other week they're promoting the next best product, right? Which is literally just keeping your audience stuck. So the other side to that coin is, we simply need to position the same opportunity that we have, same offer, same program, same product, in a different lens. Okay. like a new solution. So then I gave them some examples of how we're doing this, right? Taking note of all the adjacent topics, angles, micro problems that we solve under the same umbrella. First 10K profit online now becomes setting up one piece of the business. This content strategy did XXX. This process we're using to close sales without calls. One of 4 phases cycled into intentional focus around one for X amount of time. Okay. Looking at the offer we're promoting or selling, taking note of all the angles we used for the last 30 days and what are some that we haven't covered. Okay. Like this is a big part of it. Folks will post about their offer 3 or 4 times, like, oh, it didn't sell. Go change my offer. No, like we need to find new ways to talk about that same exact offer we already have. Right? I've probably posted 1,000 pieces of content around one of our products that's done over $1 million. And like people will post about their product 3 times and be like, oh, it doesn't work. Go find a new product. It's not the product's problem. One training highlight out of 256 in group juice could literally cycle through these through the next decade, literally, as I just said. Adjacent outcome to what we've been mentioning beyond finances, freedoms, etc. Speak to a different who, hit folks further along versus someone who's just starting. Right now, these are just examples that we could use in our own content. But again, you're going to have to, if you want to do this or you want to start pulling different buckets of people out of your audience, you have to look at your business from a like 10,000 foot overview. You actually have to look at it from a different lens of how you're actually already creating your content. Been hammering the same thing and it's not generating leads, it's not generating followers, it's not generating conversations or opportunities, then we need to start playing in an adjacent angle. We need to start playing different nuances as far as content, right? The ultimate goal is to extrapolate a different bucket of our audience by simply leveraging some intentional consistency around talking to a different type of person in our audience for the next 30, 60, 90 days, right? And we did a training on this years ago around how to always have a new offer. And it's very similar to this. It's like how you can actually have new shit without even ever creating new stuff. But we can kind of do this with our actual content perspective, right? We can change the dynamics, right? At talking or not talking about certain portions of the offer, adding or removing different things to the offer, right? Adding different resources, etc., etc. Like we can do this without having to go create these new products all the time. So it's a good example of that. So instead of constantly changing what we're selling, we're simply changing the position of who we're trying to speak to online. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Just figured this would be a fun way to kind of talk about killing 2 birds with 1 stone, right? I'm creating a training for our coaching clients, and I figured I would just kind of record the process. And you know, this is a big one. A lot of people are constantly changing their business over and over again versus like just looking at their business and seeing what they need to optimize for. Right, your audience isn't. If we look at your audience like a pie, okay, like there's only a certain portion of that pie that is going to be ready for your offers or in certain stages. So it's like our job as content creators or people who want to sell products and services online to start speaking around different things in our content that are all adjacent to the technical offer that we want to sell. It's not just you say this one thing and it's always going to work, right? We need to start playing the opposite of what you've done to start pulling out different people in your audience, especially if you've already been consistent for 30, 60, 90 days with one main thing, right? If you've spent the last 90 days talking about, hey, I help people do their first 10K month online, like, okay, well, what's another angle that we can talk about under that 10K month, right? Obviously that's the end goal for people or whatever. But like, what is a other solution that we can start providing to people in our audience? Because you'll start to see different people in your audience like, oh shit, I didn't even realize it was going to help me do that. Oh, I didn't even realize that was a piece of doing $10,000 a month online. Like you're going to start pulling different lead flow out of the audience you already have. If you have any questions, you or anything like that, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments. And if potentially you'd like some help, you know, dialing in some of these processes in your own business, so that way we can get your content rolling and actually consistently converting clients, give me a shout, and I will see you guys in the next video.